Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mace, coming to you from Canada. Today we're checking out a video from Canadian news source CTV. Trump's latest tariff threat garners worldwide pushback. I know there's a lot of countries around the world, a lot of people around the world unhappy with Donald Trump right now. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen such anti-US sentiment around the world, and there is a very good reason for this. Anyways, let's get to the video. I know Trump's been threatening more tariffs. He's big mad about the Supreme Court decision that his tariffs were, well, some of his tariffs, I guess, were illegal. I did find it very Trump-like to then tweet out that they're going to deem my tariffs illegal. Well, I'm going to put on more illegal tariffs. And yeah, anyways, let's check this out. A little Canadian news segment.
CTV senior correspondent Judy Trinh now on whether anyone will get a refund as a result of the court's decision. Hi, Judy.
Doubtful.
Sandy, that's a question that could take a lower court years to decide.
Yeah.
In the meantime, the Trump administration is determined to keep collecting tariffs.
My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day.
Donald Trump's use of emergency
Keep collecting tariffs that the consumers and ultimately pay for.
economic powers to impose
Secretary of
tariffs
Commerce.
has been shackled by the Supreme Court, but the White House says it will use other tools to get what it wants.
The administration remains undeterred in reshoring American factories and getting rid of these massive trade imbalances.
Over the weekend, Trump says he'll impose new 15% global tariffs to replace the ones deemed illegal.
See, I thought he had originally said they were going to be 10% global tariffs. That's the thing with Trump. Like, you sign a deal with him, or he says something yesterday, you get to today, and he's changed his mind. He's done something completely different. And that's certainly where a lot of the frustration lies. There's a lot of other reasons too, for sure, but
On social media, Trump warned against playing games and threatened much higher tariffs if
see, any country that wants to quote-unquote play games with a ridiculous Supreme Court decision, especially those that have, so why is ripped off in quotation marks if he thinks that they have been ripping them off? Ripped off, see, like it the USA for years, even decades, will be met with a much higher tariff and worse than that which they just recently agreed to. Buyer beware. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
countries back out of trade deals, but the European Union may not ratify
They're
the
gonna
agreement it
retaliate.
signed with Trump last year.
A deal is a deal. Both sides have agreed to, and indeed have a duty to honour their part of the agreement we made with the US.
In the past year, Trump's tariffs have brought in more than 240 billion Canadian dollars.
Needs to return that money, needs to refund that money with interest. He can do that in a nanosecond.
The Supreme Court decision does not apply to tariffs that are devastating Canadian steel, aluminum, automobiles, and softwood lumber. But in the past few weeks, some Republican representatives have voted against Trump's tariffs on Canada. Ontario's premier seized the moment to highlight the shifting support.
We saw what happened in Congress. We saw what happened in the Supreme Court. The walls are closing in, I believe, on President Trump right now.
Because of CUSMA, Canadian companies will be mostly exempt from this latest Trump threat. In the meantime, the Prime Minister hasn't commented yet on Trump's latest threats, but he is preparing for an overseas trade trip. He's headed to India, Australia, and Japan later this week. Sandy.
Okay, Judy in Ottawa. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, interesting stuff. The Olympics are over. There's a lot of cool stuff there. A lot of good stuff to see. Unfortunately, my Canadian team unfortunately lost to the US in the gold medal game of men's hockey, but very proud of them nonetheless. They played a stellar game, just couldn't quite get it done. The Americans' goaltender was unreal. Yeah, it happens, man. Agony and ecstasy of sport. You can't win them all. Canada was probably due for a loss. Honestly, they've had a very, very lengthy winning streak and have been very successful. I think all Canada's proud of the Canadian athletes for their efforts, and we get in there with the Olympic sport. The Olympics, we're certainly not going to run the table, but we do good. All right, see you all in the next one.